Hello everyone, it's Aislinn here. This is my June wrap-up. I'm filming this a couple days early, but I already know the one book I'm working on that I'm going to finish by the end of June, so I'm just going to include it in here. Obviously things are doing a lot better, at least for me personally. I did start a secondary channel for FlossTube, which is going to start showcasing the crafty things that take over my life, particularly cross-stitch, because that has really taken over my life. I'll put that in the description box down below if anyone bothers, if anyone cares. So let's just jump into this. So, in June, I finished The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. I cannot wait for the third one. Oh my god, I love it so much. I've misplaced my hardcover, but I'll put a picture somewhere like I usually do. I'm really excited for the third book already, and I know it's not out next year. I think till next year. Maybe later on this fall. I better double check that because that is a release day read for me. I cannot wait to get that one, and the audiobook is fantastic. I also finished The Memory Thief. Again, I'll put a picture up. That was on my Kindle. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't my favorite fantasy. I really liked the whole memories as currency magic system that they had in there. But it seemed it was a pretty simple story. It was good to lose yourself into just, simple story. Didn't have to think a whole lot with it. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, I didn't hate it. It wasn't epic, but, not every book has to be epic. It's nice if every book is epic, but sometimes just enjoying a story is fine. And that was it for me. It was not special, but I enjoyed it. Okay. Then I read yesterday, because I didn't have enough of Lisa Maxwell. I found this one on my shelf, and it's Unhooked by Lisa Maxwell, which is the same author of The Devil's Thief. This is an older book of hers. The writing definitely shows with The Last Magician and The Devil's Thief on how she's matured as a writer. I don't know if this was her debut novel or not. If the book doesn't actually say. I know it was out before Last Magician, though, because there's an excerpt of Last Magician in the back of this. Holy crap, this book went dark really freaking fast. It was a good read. I'm not usually a fan of Peter Pan retellings. Peter Pan is not my favorite fairy tale. But I thought, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I've been surprised in the past. Alice in Wonderland is not my favorite fairy tale, but I fell in love with the Splintered series, so I thought, I have it. I'll try it. I really enjoyed it. It is on the darker side, though, and there is materials in here, a lot of death, very dark magic, kind of scenes like in the very beginning. There's a very uncomfortable licking scene that doesn't last long, so be forewarned going into this one. It is nothing like The Last Magician or The Devil's Thief. It is far darker. It suits the tone well. Like, this would be a great October read. It's a fantasy, but it definitely reads more like a twisted fairy tale. Like, it's the fairy tale but it's really dark. And yeah, so I did enjoy it. Again, 3 out of 5 stars. It's not epic. It went a lot darker than I thought it would go, but I don't mind darker stuff on occasion. Depends on the mood I'm in, and I was in the mood for it, so it worked out. And then I read The 100,000 Kingdoms, the first book in this chunker, which is the Inheritance Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. It was not what I was expecting. I'm not really sure what I was expecting going into it. I mean, I was definitely expecting a fantasy, but this again, it's a little bit darker than how I normally like my fantasy, but not actually that bad. It has to do with enslaved gods and, this girl, and she becomes a host for one of the gods, and I hope that's not a spoiler. I don't think it is. If it is, I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm excited to continue on and read the rest in the bind-up. This is definitely a fantasy. I do know she has another series out. I believe it's called The Broken Earth. I bought the first one off Amazon because but that one is sci-fi. So they're not interconnected in any way. This one is very, very epic, like high fantasy. I'm not really sure how to describe it. It doesn't have like elves and stuff, but it definitely has political intrigue. It's got the whole thing with spirits and gods, and it might even be a sci-fi. It's not totally clear if it's actually magic or if it's just, when these beings are actually gods or if they're some kind of alien. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. So yeah, I'm excited to continue on with that. I know Reading Rush is coming up in July. I have to put my TBR together for that, so I might read the second book in that bind-up for that. I'll have to take a look at the challenges again. And then the other one, which is the one that I started last night, and I will probably have finished by the end of the month, is Zero Repeat Forever. This one is a first contact with aliens. Basically, aliens come to Earth with the intention of conquering it, and shit hits the fan, and then these two characters, this alien, he doesn't have a name. His rank is, he only goes by his rank, which is 8th. And he's a soldier for the aliens. He's basically a mindless killing machine. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. There's some weird stuff going on. This is probably going to be on my weird books read list. But so far, I mean, it's been good. It's going a lot faster than I thought. So I'm hoping this isn't one of those books that, I'm halfway through. I'm hoping this isn't one of those books where it's really, really fast in the beginning, and then the last half is like, really, nothing's happening. And then you get to the end and you're like, that's it for the climax. It is a standalone, I believe, so I'm hoping it actually ends on a good note. It may not. But, yeah, that's where that is sitting right now. So I'll have that finished by the end of the month. That's it. I don't really have any July plans at this time. Again, aside from Reading Rush, which I will be participating in, I have to put a TBR together for that, and honestly, that might just end up being a audiobook TBR, because that same week, the weekend of that week is the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch marathon. So definitely over the weekend, I will be audiobooking a lot. I haven't decided what I'm going to read for physical books yet. Might just drag out my Kindle, I don't know. But anyway, that's my rambly rambles. I will put relevant links below, all that lovely stuff. Have yourself a wonderful day, my lovelies. I will see you in the next video.